Hello there, welcome back to my channel. Copper Dragons here, and I'm going to be playing some more Final Fantasy 16. So let's hop right in and continue the game. Um, Now last time I made some decent progress in this underground area. Wait, no, not underground area. But yeah, I gotta try and talk to some villagers in this one town. Uh, just to be able to do whatever I need to, and for the outright sanctity of things. Um, all right, let's just try and talk to this one villager out here. Man, I haven't been out here in a while, so I haven't learned the layout of everything. Um, Same goes for the other crystal-based areas. I've only been there like once. Uh, so yeah,
Master Quinton
like I've
spit
only
like
been
you
to
see, I
each
see.
crystal
And
area
there I
like
was,
one,
sick
a
and
max
weary
of
in
like
bed with
one or
Cid.
two times.
Wonder what Gav will have to say
So
about this.
yeah.
Speaking of whom, if you see him, tell him thanks for looking after us. Now, what can I help you with?
I'm searching for a dominant of fire. Gav seems to think he might have taken refuge here.
We see a lot bearers around these parts. But I do seem to recall one who commanded the flame. Now, whether or not that makes him a dominant, I can't say.
You know what? For the past couple days, I've been thinking about Casey Tron's latest reaction to Head's video about the Pragmata stuff. Oh my god, she is so mind-numbingly stupid. How are you gonna call somebody else's audience and a bunch of incels whenever you were literally a booby streamer? Like, you literally just flashed off all your cleavage for the world to see, but oh, suddenly your audience isn't the one full of incels. Sure, totally makes sense. Yeah,
The Waludas certainly took
and
a
knowing the
keen
kind of
interest in
people
the
Casey
Bulbasaur.
Trons associates
Did you have a
with,
look at him?
I wouldn't believe that she is an idiot.
Didn't
Like,
have a chance.
full stop. I
One of the
would
other
not
bearers
believe
might
that
have,
she's a.
but
I would
Thank
not
you.
doubt that she's a full stop idiot. Like, full stop. Like, knowing that the kind of people that she associates with, like animal abusers, all this other crap, I wouldn't doubt that she's, lacking a few chromosomes, if you know what I mean. You know? Um, but yeah, it's so stupid. That's just flat out projection every time. And mind you, incel makes up like 99% of Casey Tron's
Master Quentin must
vocabulary.
think you're important.
Just the
It's a good thing
word
you done
incel.
today, getting rid of those
Like,
bastards.
Jesus Christ, has the
Come when
weed
you
gone
need.
to your head
I'll be
that
on my way to Ash
bad?
by now.
Where you can
Me and the
only
others.
say, oh,
Buggers.
incel.
These
Is
others,
that the only word
was
you
there
can
a
even
dominant among them?
say?
A
Like,
dominant of
Jesus
fire.
Christ.
Might have
Learn
been,
your
yeah.
learn more from
Royalists
the
seem to think
English
there was
dictionary
anyhow.
before you try and
A thin
speak.
bloke all
Like,
swallowed up
Jesus
in his robes like
Christ.
one of great Grieger's churchmen.
Oh my
Do you recall
god, that
anything else
aggravates
about
me.
him?
Oh my god.
Only
Um,
that you weren't alone.
like, I've
Was a young
never
maid who
seen
went wherever he
so
did,
much
including the
projection
church.
than what I've
And wherever the
seen
Royalists
with
dragged them both off
all
to
of
before you
Hassan's
got here.
orbit. Like Hassan
I see.
Piker's orbit.
Thank you.
Reacting to the Shuon Head
I
video.
wonder if Cid's
I've
learned anything.
never seen as much projection as I did before then. Before all this started. You know? Like, it's so stupid. Like, Jesus Christ, get a grip. All you are is just a bunch of cult members, if anything. That's all that Orbit
Tell me
really
that
is
Scourge got the
just a
goods.
cult. Like, if you really think about it with half a brain cell for half a second. You know? All they are is just a
So,
cult.
a shady lad with a hood, and his equally shady lass. Not much to go on.
But
I've been thinking, if our friend is a dominant, why not just burn the royalists to a crisp? There's a reason he's holding back, and I reckon it has something to do with his partner.
what makes you say that?
One of the villagers I talked to said the two were separated. If the Waludas have her, our dominants like to think twice before.
But oh yeah, speaking about that Hassan Piker take on Pragmata, oh my god, the fact that he said that you should only care about things that you personally experienced is so hypocritical. Like, it's baffling. Like, genuinely it is. Especially whenever you consider a large portion of the time, all Hassan ever talks about is just some conflict going on hundreds, if not thousands of miles away from him in countries that he has never once been to. And he has, like, he always talks about being, experiencing what, poor people go through while being from a billionaire family. Like, Jesus Christ, are you really that stupid, Hassan, to not notice the hypocrisy? Like, Jesus Christ, take some self-reflection. Like, Jesus Christ.
Starting any fires. Whoever he is, he's shown himself to have a level head. He's careful, cunning, and he doesn't want to be found. This could spell trouble. For us and the Royalists both. Still, it'll be a whole lot worse if we set off after them with bleary eyes and empty bellies. There should be a pair of pallets waiting for us back at the inn. Shall we?
Alright. Let's just move off that subject and just keep on going through the rest of the game. So yeah.
Beds?
Honestly, I really like this game. It's just that a large portion of the time, it does feel a little heavy-handed and just bulky at certain points. Like, it just feels like a large portion of the game could have easily been cut down just by reducing some of the dialogue and cutscenes. Like, like going around, traveling, trying to find a character. A lot of that could have been just reduced to just either putting them a lot closer, or just putting them all that dialogue into a cutscene. And then just padding out the runtime, the remaining runtime. With more combat segments that actually feel difficult at points. That's something that I feel like easily could have improved this game a lot. That's something that would have easily made this game easily 5 times better, in my opinion. They could have at the same time kept in the stuff that was slowing down the gameplay, and then just adding in more combat segments, forced combat segments anyways. So yeah, let's just try and get over to where I need to go. It's clearly above me, judging by the fact that it only shows whenever, that marker only shows whenever I'm angled this way. Okay, I don't think that this is the area I need to go to. Alright. Let's take a left. So that way I can, at least somewhat have a path. Yeah, I think that this is about where I need to go. Yeah, the main reason I'm having some struggle here is mostly because the area is just so dark that it's just hard to see sometimes. Oh yeah, a big complaint that I really have had with gaming for the past, I want to say, decade or so, just how, decade is more of an overstatement. I would say more or less the past 5 years, is how much they're trying, developers are trying to focus on realism over actually creating interesting stories. You're just trying way too hard to focus on realism and, all this other stuff, instead of actively trying to work on their stories, to the point where it actually ends up being something people want to play. That's easily something that I really hate about modern gaming. It's just that it focuses way too heavily on realism, instead of actively making the game something people want to play. That's just something I really hate about modern gaming. Don't get me wrong, there's a lot of games that do use realism that I really enjoy. GTA 5, You know, technically even Dispatch can qualify under that because of, you know, a lot of stuff that's involved throughout the plot.
And he sent his best
And,
to
you know, all
execute
this
it.
other stuff. It's just that a lot of it can come off as heavy-handed sometimes. And just a lot of games could do better without it. They actually spent the time that they worked on putting in the realism aspects of things, and actually just tried focusing on the plot instead. You know, like that easily would have made at least 10 times a lot of games a lot better in my opinion. That would have made so many games a lot better in my opinion. And that would have easily at least returned somewhat of a profit to some devs. You know? Like, and honestly, that's something that I've noticed that a lot of people in the entertainment industry have been failing at. You know, like, actually providing something, you know, the people paying for the product actually want. You know, like, for movies, games, shows, whatever. Whatever you have it. A lot of times you see all these producers, developers, all this other stuff, you know, just making, you know, their product something that people don't want to watch. They just try and focus way too hard on filler and, you know, stuff that actually damages the plot you were trying to set out to portray, instead of actively trying to make something people want to enjoy to get butts and seats, or, you know, sell copies or whatever. You know, that's something that I've noticed that a lot of people have been lacking. Like they haven't been taking in criticism to the point where it's actively damaging the plot in the process. You know?
Much as I enjoy battering down the front door, I hazard this endeavour will require a bit more tact.
There's an old sluice that empties under the bridge. It should see us through to the lower levels of the care. Sid.
Alright. Let's
both
go
know why
under
I'm
the
here.
bridge instead of over, because,
What is it that you
well,
want?
actually, over the bridge might give us
Why
some
would you risk your
XP,
life?
but it provides a lot
For
of
the
risk.
outcasts?
You know?
If anyone ever learned what you've been doing with their property,
They'd have my head in a box. But this isn't just about dominance and bearers, it's about all of us. What I want is to build a place where it doesn't matter what you are, but who you are. But our world isn't ready for a place like that. So,
Honestly,
I use the power I've
something
been
that
given to
really
show people
doesn't
there
make
is.
sense to me about this game is the ending. You know, like, I'll explain why it doesn't make sense whenever we actually get there. But yeah, I really was disappointed about the ending to this game. Mostly because of, you know, how confusing and how stupid it gets at points. Especially with how much time you put into the game. Because you put in, like, dozens of hours into this game,
so
only for it to
tell me
end the
about
way it
this,
does.
Benedict.
You know, that's, like, it has such a disappointing ending, if I'm being honest.
Best and
I'm
worst
still gonna try
decision
and
I
finish
ever
up this
made.
game on this channel. I'm still gonna do that.
Don't underestimate a
But
fight.
yeah,
A
just
fight
keep
with
that
the
in
right
mind.
one is not one
The
you're likely to
ending
walk
is
away from.
so disappointing.
Garuda,
Like,
Warden of the
it's
Wind.
so unfathomably disappointing. That really hindered the game for me. Don't get me wrong, I love the plot that this game was trying to set out to accomplish. I really do. Just that the execution of the ending was so bad. Because they could have easily explained what happened in the ending so much better than what they did. And it just failed to, you know, actually do what the ending was trying to tell you. You know? Like, I won't go into spoilers, but just keep in mind, it just gets so stupid because of how little it was portrayed of what's actually happening throughout the ending. You know? Like, that's easily the worst part to me. It's just the ending. Like, just think of it like a Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. You know, all this other stuff, all these other endings, like shows with infamously bad endings. You know, Game of Thrones, Stranger Things. Think more about that.
But what of the mines?
The blight would have engulfed the mines ere long.
Yeah.
You already have.
I remember this cutscene, and keep in mind, it never shows like outright anything more than maybe a butt cheek or two. So yeah, that's pretty much the most it really shows in these kinds of cutscenes. So yeah.
People flock to the mother crystals, desperate for their blessing. The war we wage for possession of that blessing, it breaks us from within, hastening us to our own destruction.
And so you do what must be done.
I unite the dominants, that we may bring an end to the strife, and found a new order to see us unto tomorrow. The world must be restored, and I will see it so.
You might have already had Sidolphus not betrayed us.
Him again. Lust you still for his embrace?
But... of course not. My liege. I serve you, and you alone.
Jesus Christ. Am I the only one who gets who's getting a little awkward right now? Like, Jesus Christ, I'm
pale hand pressed into his, as if it would never let go.
Like, I'm getting a little bit awkward and embarrassed and a little bit flustered.
Yours.
You know? I can't be the only one who's getting that way right now.
Now and always.
Soon, my dear. Soon all will know whose hand it is that keeps them from falling into the darkness.
Hold me, my liege. Never let me go.
Well, that was awkward. Yeah.
One of our sentries has failed to report, my lady. Your orders?
I've never felt so cringed out as I was there. Not like because it was actively cringy, because it was so weird. You know, I don't know how to exactly put it into words, but still, it was so weird.
You've come for me,
you know.
all.
All clear.
Alright. Now let's see what I can do through here. Wait, hold on real quick. I'm gonna check and see how long I've been recording real quick. Just know if I have to save the upcoming segment for the next video. So yeah. Alright, I think I can try and make it at least a little bit through this castle. So yeah, let's just try and see what I can do here. But yeah, just keep in mind, I will have to fight a boss before too long. It isn't too particularly difficult of one. So yeah. Let's just try and see what I can do here. I think I have to go through here. Yeah, I'm gonna have to try and get to the top of the tower. Wait. Okay, I'm level 14. That's pretty good. Especially for this early on in the game. I think, especially considering you can beat the game at, like, level 40 something. You know? Like, around level 50, 60. Yeah, the XP in this game really isn't too good with its output. Like, you really get way too little XP throughout this game, if I'm being honest. Mostly due to the fact that, you know, a lot of the enemies are lowered level. But even then, the level curve isn't really too strenuous. All you really need to do is just grind a few battles, and then you should have enough levels. All you really need to do is just grind like 2 or 3 levels, and you should have enough for the next boss. So yeah, that's honestly quite wild to think about. Is how, you know, you can beat the boss with just by gaining 2 or 3 levels throughout the entire thing. But either way, let's just see what I can do here. All right. Well, at least that got me somewhere closer to my goal. What's through this door? I honestly can't remember what's through this door, but it has to be something.
This door only leads
You
to
know?
more royalists. We'd better find another.
All right. Let's just try and see what I can do here. Is this a door I could go through? Nope. Let's just try and find another way through, I guess. I think that this might lead my way back.
How about a window?
Never mind. I think that this leads outside, considering it's a window. Yeah, I just have to try and get to Benedicta, to try and fight her, because I know that's the next boss. So yeah, let's just see what I can do here, to try and get through to the next segment of the game. You know what? If I have the ability to, I'm just gonna save the, you know, the Benedicta fight for next video. So yeah, if I have to anyways. So let's just see what I can do, you know, to try and get to the next area. Okay, there's some more enemies here that I need to fight. I wonder how close I am to level 15. Wow. I need 151 more XP to be able to get to the next level. That's quite wild to think about, if I'm being honest. Okay, this leads somewhere new, judging by the fact that there's more enemies down here. Let's just try and take out these royalists. Only 8 XP? Jesus Christ, they're stingy with that. Like, oh my god, at least give me some decent XP here. You know? Alright, let's just try and take out this guy right here. Since I kind of need to do whatever I can to get Benedicta. Yeah, I accidentally called her Bernadicta last video, but I meant to call her Benedicta. So yeah, let's just try and take out this guy right here. Okay, I need to build up, some abilities. You know, so that way I can deal maximum damage. Okay, I think I'm pretty close to beating him anyways. Okay, that dealt over 8,000 damage right there. Okay, let's get through here in this gate. Now, I don't remember which way I gotta go exactly, but I know I have to try and find Benedicta somewhere. Okay, let's just try and see what I can do with these guards. I'm at 12,000 HP right now. Wild guard, breaking through. Let's just see what I can do here.
You don't say.
I'm not even trying to do anything, like, special. You know? All I really did was just launch magic. Even though I was not even pressing the button to activate my magic, my fire. So, yeah. Let's just try and see what I can do here. You know what? Come to think of it, if they ever release a new Kingdom Hearts game, one game that I particularly want them to introduce is the Final Fantasy 16 series. Mostly because this game released after Kingdom Hearts 3, So yeah. It would only make sense to add this as well, since I'm pretty sure that they also added other Final Fantasy games to the series, like, Final Fantasy 7, 8, like 7 most evidently. I think they've also added elements of 10. So yeah. Let's just see where I can go. I think I have to go through this door real quick. Yep, I'm about to see what I can do here.
Through the chapel.
Rodrigo must have plans.
Yeah. Honestly, I just want to get to the Benedicta fight, if anything. That's the one thing I really want to get to.
What the hell happened here?
Alright.
Little
Let's see
late
where I
for
can
prayer,
go.
isn't it?
Okay, there's Benedicta.
Do I seem so
Maybe I can
desperate
finish
as
her
to
off this
grovel at the
video.
feet of a
Maybe.
false god? I was waiting for you.
Not for too long, I hope. All this for a midnight chat. Well, let's chat then. Where are the men and
All
women
right.
you took from Lost Wing?
Let's just
Where's
try
the
and finish off
dominant?
Benedicta.
Well, it shall be requiring a services indefinitely.
Yeah, I know that our fight's gonna be right here.
Come back to me, Sidonius. I
And
need
honestly,
you.
that kind of
Think of all the
sucks,
things
because
we
I was
can
planning on
create
saving this for next
together.
video.
The
I can just
world
finish
that
her
we
off
can
this
build.
video. You know?
need me. Your king needs me. I'm all for building a new world. Just not his. That bastard's dreams are as twisted as his promises are false. And I want no part of them.
King Barnabas saved you, and this is how you speak of him. Have you no shred of loyalty?
What? To a leader who'd use me? Like he uses you.
You know nothing of me, Sidolphus.
You're right. I don't know who you are anymore. Or what you want. I only know what you used to say. That you were tired of running. That you just wanted to be free. Free of it all. You weren't lying to me then, so what changed? What made you think you had to sacrifice who you were to get what you wanted?
Sacrifice. I use my talents to my advantage, and you would tell me there is shame in that?
If there's no shame, then why
Oh,
do
sure,
you
your
feel so
talents.
sorry for
What are
yourself?
your talents?
Arousing
Sleeping with a bunch of men? I mean, come on, that's pretty much the only talent I've really seen so far. And even then, that's kinda easy, considering, most guys today, especially like today, would willingly want to be in a relationship, no matter the cost. You know?
If you would stand between our leash and his dream, then you leave me no choice. Goodbye, Sidolphus.
Stand back, Clive. No move.
It's a dominant on dominant battle. Wind versus lightning. Well, that sucks. Yeah, Jesus Christ. It's Sid. He's gonna at least help Sid out a little. You know? He's clearly buried under some rubble, so gotta help him out somehow. You know? Alright, let's just see what I can do.
Well, Sid.
Wait, I gotta try and take out these enemies right here, these harpies. Just trying to get some XP off. Okay, let's just see what I can do here. Yeah, I'm gonna need to use a potion. Yeah, that's gonna suck. Major leagues. Yeah, I'm gonna have to dodge. Let's just see what I can do. I'm gonna have to use a potion. You know, whenever I get the chance, anyways. Well, at least I can actually use a bit of a sword. Okay, let's just try and do whatever I can to deal damage. Yeah, I gotta just try and do whatever I can. You know, to take out at least one of these harpies. You know? Yeah, it should be relatively easier, since I know how to really fight in this game. For the most part, like, yeah, there's concepts I really don't understand. You know, like, for some of the abilities that I unlock later. But even then, I still know how to use them relatively easily, for the most part, for the ones I have used, to my advantage anyways. Okay, let's just see what I can do here. I'm gonna pause the recording real quick. Alright, sorry about that. Let's just take out this last harpy right here, and see what I can do, after the fact. You know, since I kind of need to just try and do whatever I can to take it out. Yeah, it's almost dead, so might as well just see what I can do past this. There we go. I won. Yeah, I don't think I could ever summon them, like, later on. I know that I get more access to types of spells, so yeah.
Sid, are you all right?
Do I look all right?
Yeah, Sid's gonna make it. He's gotta make it. You know? It just wouldn't make sense if he didn't.
Benedicta
You know?
will be on her way to collect the Dominant, if she hasn't already. You can't afford to let them leave. Remember, she has wings, you don't.
What about you?
Before or after I catch my breath.
Sorry. Come on, Torgal.
Alright. I think that the Benedicta fight is about to come up. So either way, that's going to be the end of today's video. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.